Hello everybody, I'm Cows and Cookies, and in this video I got a sub 20 Minecraft speedrun, and this was used without data packs, so I'm really happy with this time, and it's a time I've really been grinding for. And so let's get into the run, and I immediately open my pie chart and see I have a furnace, and it turns out I have 2 blacksmiths, which is amazing, and I saw a lava pool behind me, which is pretty much the most ideal seed you can get because you want blacksmiths for iron, and a village for food, and a lava pool to enter the nether. So this is a very good start. And in the first blacksmith, I get an iron pickaxe and some leggings. The iron pickaxe is great because it basically assures I can just kill the golem and get to this village. But then in the second blacksmith, I get enough iron to skip the golem, which is great. So I'm going to mine my 2 wood here and get a bucket. I don't craft anything yet because I haven't mined stone. So I'm gonna make my bread and mine 4 stone so I can have a pickaxe, an axe, and a shovel, and a sword, which I got from the blacksmith but I don't really need. And I'm gonna grab 6 logs here, just because that was what was available here. It doesn't really end up mattering. And I actually think I end up getting more logs later. Yes, I do. But the one setback here, this seems like a really good seed, right? And it is, but I need gravel. So I am going to be looking for gravel, and that's actually going to take a bit. And where I find gravel is in a really awkward spot. So that is what I would say was the biggest drawback of this seed, was that there was no gravel near. So see, I'm looking for gravel in these caves, and I'm really hoping to find some, but I don't. I just see stone and andesite, which I cannot get flint from, so I don't care. And I'm thinking I have to go to a river, and then I see some gravel in this water cave. So I'm thinking about how to go about this. And these gravel drops are below average, by the way. I mine a lot of gravel, I don't get flint. But anyway, I'm just mining gravel here, and then eventually I'm going to get a flint right there. And I'm out of the water cave, and I am gone to the lava pool. So I usually aim for around sub 4 enters. Well, I used to. I'm not going to be anymore, but I used to aim for around, at the time of recording this, I used to go for around sub 4 enters. And this, as you can see, is a lot better than a sub 4 enter, which is great because it allows me to spend more time looking for structures in the nether. I actually didn't have to end up spending more time looking for structures, which is why this smashed my PB by so much, because the overworld is great, and the nether was pretty good too. So you can see I'm just making my portal here. Something about villages is that yes, you get food, but you also don't usually end up entering with an iron pickaxe, because usually they don't have blacksmiths. But thankfully, this one did have a blacksmith. It had 2 blacksmiths, so I do not need to look for iron in the bastion. I can just start my route immediately, which is really good because this bastion was bridge, and in case you don't know, bridge bastions have the least chests, so there would be this I would say less than half percentage that I would actually get iron. So I'm really glad about that. This baby hoglin makes me I get kind of scared because he could have knocked me into the lava there, and then this run would have been dead. But thankfully that doesn't happen. So I just get some wood here. This terrain doesn't look great, but then I end up boating down, and it's fine. You see, I see that, and I see that it opens up, and right in front of me it is not. So I'm going to make a boat. I have more than enough wood, and I boat down. You see, I exit the boat and then go back into it a bit here, just so that I don't die from a boat glitch, which would be unfortunate. I check my pie chart to see if I have a mob spawner, which would correspond to either a treasure bastion or, more ideally, a fortress. But I don't have one. So I'm just going to do my bastion route and then find one while I'm waiting for the trades. So I build up here because this area is where all of the gold in the chalice of the bridge bastion is going to be. And I'm digging up, and I enter into the first layer, and then I dig up to the second layer here. So this is about a 4-minute bastion enter, I would say. So that's pretty good. Remember, I reset for sub 4 nether enters, so this is above PB pace for me. And I'm just gonna mine all of the gold blocks but one here, and then craft my helmet and pickaxe and mine another gold block. So you see I'm doing that now. There's one pig here, but thankfully it's not a crossbow, so I don't have to worry about getting hit. Because crossbow piglins, when you're on the chalice, are really annoying because they can shoot you. But now I am grabbing this gold block. I drop a gold so that piglin won't attack me, but it ends up not working. He just still mad at me. So I go over to that gold block and then he takes it. So that's good. I also see a hoglin here, which is not good. That's kind of annoying. But then he like gets down here, so I jump around him and then start my route. So going up here, and I'm hoping that this rampart of the bridge is a triple chest, and it is, which is awesome. So I'm gonna do this bridge route here, which is pretty new. I would say it's the most updated bridge route for a buried, yeah, pretty much this buried bridge on the, I believe it's the right rampart. So it's pretty good, and you can see I increased my render distance by 2, and I already have a spawner, which is awesome, which means it is either within 17 or 18 chunks of me. It ends up being between 18. So I'm just adjusting my render distance so that I can see, and then I see that I'm at 17, so that it's obviously at 18, and I am going to try to find it. This is something called Pyre, and it's very helpful so you can know which direction the fortress is, and not just that there is a fortress. So one mistake I made here is that these piglins are not actually trading all my gold. You can still see I have a lot of gold in my inventory. So there's going to be some time where they're not trading. So you can see I found the fortress there. So I come back and they're not trading. And so then I give them some gold. All of my remaining gold except for the gold block. And I'm going to check the chests. I get 10 obsidian in there. And I believe I get no obsidian in this one. Yes, I just got some gold. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I end up getting 20 obby anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You can see I have 16 pearls. I have 14 and 8 now. I actually end up not getting more pearls from all these trades. I also don't end up getting any more string, so that's kind of unlucky in the remainder of these trades. But I wait here a bit because I want two things. I want more pearls and I want more obby. And I do get the obby, which is good. And I don't end up needing more pearls than I have, so that's pretty good. So this is just a standard bastion route. It's a bit scuffed in places, but it's fine. I have a lot of glowstone dust and crying obsidian, which turns out to come in handy. It's not necessary, but it's good for one cycling. And you can see I have 22 obby now. I'm just waiting for one more trade, and I do not get it, so it's kind of unfortunate. I still have enough pearls to finish the run totally. Well, as you can see, I do finish the run, but this part is very weird, by the way. So I see the hoglin, right? So I drink fire res, and then as soon as I drink the fire res, the hoglin knocks me into the lava. And I'm trying to get out here, but I can't. So I place a block, and then the hoglin knocks me, but he knocks me out of the lava, so that's fine with me. And now I'm going to run out of the bastion towards where my pyre pointed me. I'm going to go back down where I came from, because I feel like that's the best place to go since the top is buried. So I'm just digging down here, and I'm looking for where I dug up, sorry. And I just see this spot with soul sand, so I know it's basically the roof. And I pearl down, I'm low, but it's fine because I have bread since I started in a village. So I'm just going to double check which direction the fortress is, because I think I know, but I want to make sure that it's the direction I think it is. So I see that's 15 chunks away now, which is pretty good. And there we go. And you can see the gold soul speed boots I got in the bastion are really paying off. I get hit by skeletons, so I'm pretty low again there, but it's fine. And I'm now going to think about throwing a pearl, but I don't think I do here. I just end up maneuvering through the terrain while with my soul speed, which is really helpful here. It saves some time. And then I do some head hitters here, which is also fast. And my gold pickaxe here also speeds this up. So this is pretty fast movement considering the terrain. And then I look up here and I see the fortress, which is awesome. I see the fortress at sub 10, which is great. and I pearl into this fortress. I'm kind of worried because I don't want to land in lava, but I have fire res, so it's fine. And I do make the block clutch. So I am entering the fortress sub 10, which is really good for me because that's really what I reset for. So I'm placing soul sand so I can do head hitters here. If it were a block other than soul sand, I would be placing them under my feet to do head hitters. But I don't have soul sand in my hotbar, so I just decided to do that. So you can see that I find a spawner here, which is great. I miss all of these attacks, which are kind of annoying. And I end up just leaving that blaze, and then I hit that blaze and then miss again, and then I hit him and he dies. He doesn't drop, but then this guy drops. I think I get solid above average drops here. So I'm now just mining out the spawner. And my pickaxe breaks, so I make another one. It's no big deal, because I saved the golden block from the bastion just for this purpose. So I could mine out the spawner faster, / mine out other blocks like netherrack faster. And now I am killing these blazes. I don't know which ones are dropping, but you can see it's pretty good rates. I have 3 now, so I think I am 3 for 4 or 3 for 5. And then this blaze doesn't drop, so I would say that's 3 for 5, which is still above average, which is good. And I'm looking at my chords, which aren't the best chords, but since I have 20 obsidian, so you can see I am close to first ring, right? So I'm thinking about going the direction that is closer to first ring. But since I have 20 obby, I eventually decide not to, but I'm really thinking that's a good way to go. Funnily, my first portal actually takes me in the direction I was thinking to go, it shows that I have good skills when it comes to that. I killed that blaze, and then I realized I don't have fire res, so if more than one blaze had spawned, I would have been set on fire, which would not have been good. Even though I have food, they could have killed me with melee and stuff. So now I'm just going to throw away stuff I don't need, like a book and some fences, and 1 piece of dirt, and just some random blocks I don't need. So at this point, this is still really good pace. The spawn rates are annoying, but, you know, what can you do? So I'm making my first portal once I decided that, because I just decided it can't hurt. I'll just do a distance estimate, and that'll be fine. So I'm killing these blazes, and this guy drops, but then that blaze is annoying, and then one of these blazes drop, this blaze drops, and then this blaze does not. So I'm thinking about killing this one, and then I hit it once, and I push it farther out over the lava. So I decide that's not worthwhile, so I just make my first portal, and I'll kill blazes afterwards. So I'm about to do my distance estimate, and then I spawn in the ocean, which is not good, it's not what you want. So I just make my eyes, and I throw one. It takes me that way. I look at my angle, but it's not really accurate since I moved. And you can see I'm right above a drowned city, which is not good because drowned are there. I get lucky because there's no trident. So I place a block on top of some kelp, and I build up. I'm building to the side here so the drowned don't get up on the pillar, and I get up to my portal. It's behind me here, and I don't realize because I think I completely missed it. And I'm back at my portal, and I know which direction I'm going, roughly. Again, it's not using a calculator because I don't use calculators, and it's not using axis calculated because I haven't learned axis calculated yet. So I killed 2 blazes and 2 drop. I really only wanted to kill 1, but since another one was needed only 1 crit to kill, I decided to kill it, and it did drop. So I have 8 rods right now, or I have killed blazes to get 8 rods. So I'm just making my way to my rough estimate of where the stronghold is. I don't know how far away it is, so I'm just gonna go not a long distance and not a exceedingly short distance, just where I think is good. And this is actually pretty good. I haven't checked this second portal yet because I'm recording this right after I got this run, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty good. The first blind must have been pretty good for this second portal to happen. And I spawned in a cave, which is funny because I went up on a block, but I guess I was pretty low on the ground to start with. But it's in a savanna, so I know, and I'm at Y 50 something or 40 something, so I know I'm close to the surface. So I just end up going up here and I see the surface. So I throw an eye, it leads where I'm facing, which is good. And the eye breaks. So, and there is also a lot of mobs. The creeper blows up, but it's fine because I actually have armor. The armor helped me there. That I got at the blacksmith and the bastion. So now I am running. I pause so I can turn off my music because I need to focus. And I am running towards where the eye is pointing. Because I want to get to the stronghold, and that's where the stronghold is. So this is pretty good terrain. There's not a lot of trees in this savanna, which is great. Savannas don't usually have a lot of trees close together. They're not like a forest. And there's a lot of mobs here. I consider sleeping in a bed so that it'll turn to daytime and new mobs won't spawn. But I decide to not, which is a time save. And the eye points, and it turns again, I believe, even though I didn't get the angle. And that is 2 for 3 on breaks, which is pretty bad. It's below average. It's above average breaks, sorry. But it's worse than average. And so now I am going up on this mountain. And then I think, okay, I should throw an eye here, right? Just to check how close it is. And then when I throw it, it turns around completely. So I know that it's close because I didn't go very far from when I threw my last eye. So now I'm running towards it. This right now doesn't seem very much like sub 20 pace to me because I still have to find the stronghold, dig down to it, and then route it. But my dig down to stronghold time to beating the game is actually pretty fast, which I'm happy with. This eye drops, but it falls into a tree, and I'm just trying to break blocks, and I get it. So this eye points to this chunk, and I'm going to throw, I think, 1 or 2 more eyes, and think, yeah, just this one. And it goes down, which means the stronghold's in this chunk. And I'm looking for my eye, I don't see it. I even turn on hitboxes so I can see it, because, again, I want to save pearls. But I can't see it, so I just go, and then I see the eye here. And I decide, okay, why don't I just dig down from this cave? This is 3-3, it's going to take me to the starter staircase. So I start digging down. And this kind of worries me because my C counter is very low. But I know that I'm in the right chunk, so it's kind of weird. But I end up hitting the starter staircase anyway. And I drop into it at 1710, which is really good. But like I said, it's not really sub 20 pace. So you can, this is my one try nav, you can say. Like, I just look down this corridor and I see it, which is great. I didn't have to go back at all. And I have 10 eyes and it's 2 eyes. So I have 2 extra rods, but I don't need them, which means I can save pearls, which is great. So I pearl and I'm at around 1740. Indenter, which is great. And this is sub 20 pace. But in a second, you will see why I did not think this was going to sub 20. This end island is annoying because it only gets me to around, I'm going to say Z 40, I would say, which is really bad. You want to be at around Z 70. So I'm just crafting my anchors and my beds right now. I'm really nervous at this point because this is really good pace for me. So I'm throwing things everywhere. And then I move to the side so that I don't pick up my items that I dropped before. And I am now getting a bunch of anchors. I'm getting 4 anchors, which is a lot. But I have enough glowstone to activate all 4, so that's great. And I arrange my beds. I have 6 beds and 4 anchors, which is 10 explosives in total. But I'm not very comfortable with anchors, so I'm really hoping it'll just be a 6 bed. And I'm going as far back as I can on this little ledge here, but it's really not working out for me because I can't get very far back. But then I see the dragon going over this way, and I'm like, wait, is it going to perch? And then I go over here, and it perches, which is great. I consider pearling, and I probably should have pearled because I was very late here, but it ended up well. And this one cycle is very weird. I'll just let you take a look at it. Yeah, so the dragon flips. I also place a bed on top of the obsidian that I placed. I don't know how I did that, but it did damage, which is good. And I boxed myself in here so I don't die. And there we go. I've been beating the game in 1930, and this is a massive PB for me. And now I'm going to be going for more Icarus times, as well as other categories. If you want to suggest categories I can run, you can suggest them in the comments below. And that's it for me. I will see you in the next video.